discuss a few questions of chapter number 1, that is chemical reactions and chemical equations. The first question is, what happens when milk is left at room temperature during summer season? And see, from question number 1 till question number 6, so these are the questions I took it from, the first page of chapter number 1. Yeah. So these are the questions they have given in the introduction. So these are the questions now I have included in my worksheet. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the answers. What happens when milk is left at room temperature during summer season? Now see here. See, when milk is left at room temperature, what will happen? No, it changes to curd, and even the taste of the milk also change. No, it becomes from sweet, it becomes sour. It is because of the growth of microorganisms called lactobacillus, which makes lactic acid. Okay, and because of this, what happens? No, the milk taste changes into sour. So this is what happens when we leave milk at room temperature. Okay. Now the next question is, what happens when iron tawa or pan or nail is left exposed to humid atmosphere? Now see here. So whenever iron tawa is exposed to humid atmosphere, we know that oxidation happens. Okay. So that is iron reacts with no atmospheric no oxygen, as well as it reacts with humid, and it changes into iron oxide, and that iron oxide is the reason for rusting. So what you can do, you can write the answer what she has written, and you can write the equation also. Okay. And next question is, what happens when grapes gets fermented? Now see to this, when grapes get fermented, what will happen? See this reaction, we all know that fermentation happens in the absence of oxygen. So where the ethanol and carbon dioxide are formed. So the yeast converts the natural sugars that are present in the grapes into ethanol and carbon dioxide. So this is what happens. Okay, and this type of reaction we can also call as anaerobic respiration, or we can say anaerobic chemical chain. Okay. Next, what happens when food is cooked? See, what happens when food is cooked? It becomes soft. Why? Because we are giving no heat, so which makes the cell wall of vegetables, it becomes loose, and it breaks down, and it makes the food soft. Okay. And next question is, what happens when food gets fermented in our body? Okay. This is question number 5. So what happens when food gets digested? See, the energy will be absorbed by a finger-like structure that is present in our small intestine called villi. And this process we call as absorption. We know that absorption happens in small intestine. So after that, with the help of assimilation, it will be passed from small intestine to different parts of the body. Okay, this is how we are getting every parts of our body is getting energy, and what is happening because of digestion, the food energy is getting absorbed. Okay. Yes. Next, the question number 6 is, what happens when we respire? See here, what happens when we respire? No, we intake oxygen, we leave out the CO2, and this oxygen is very important for the process of glucose. For the process of breaking down of glucose. Okay. Yeah. So next, define chemical reaction. So this question I took it. See, we have completed the introduction part. Then after that, okay, they have given about chemical reaction. So what is chemical reaction? So the initial substance, the nature and identity will be changed when a chemical reaction happens, right? Yeah. So that we call as chemical reaction. And not only that, we are the transforming the reactant into product. Okay. So that and how it is happening? By transformation of one substance into another substances. Okay. And it's called a chemical reaction. And through, if the chemical reaction happens, there what is happening? The nature and the identity of the initial substance also will be changed during the chemical reaction. And here we are transforming the reactant into product, right? Yeah, this is what you have to write it. So the proper definition is, you write chemical reaction is a process of transforming reactants into products. Okay, this is the proper definition. And question number 8, I took it from here. Look at your book. See, the nature and identity of initial substance have somewhat changed, right? So from this point, I took eighth question. So will the initial identity of initial substance have changed during chemical reaction? What is the answer? Yes. The answer is yes. So list out the changes that has happened and also prove it by stating examples. So what are the changes are happening? Now see to the book, see to this answer. See, for example, you take this reaction. See, MgO2 now reacts and forms MgO. So here what is happening? See, the initial identity. See, initially this magnesium was solid and magnesium oxide also is solid only. But when we put it in the water and changes to magnesium oxide, and previously it was in the hard solid, and now it is changed into the powdered solid, and when we put it in the water it becomes liquid. So here what is happening, the state has been changed, right? This is one example. And another example, see here, when we add lead nitrate with potassium iodide, what will happen? We get lead iodide and potassium nitrate, and this lead iodide color is yellow color. We get yellow color precipitate. Okay, and this yellow color precipitate is another observation. This is also we can give it as a proof. Okay, next you take this iron. When iron reacts with water, we get iron oxide and hydrogen gas is released. So here evolution of gas happens. Okay, now see to this. See, these are the points you can write. See, change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, and change in temperature. So these are the changes happens. These are the things, observations, which help us to determine whether a chemical reaction has occurred or not. So this is the answer you can write for that. Next, list out the changes. Again, the same question I asked. So the answer is again the same answer. Okay. Next, write the chemical equations for the following. So this first question, lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide. This I took it from activity 1.2. Okay. And zinc reacts with HCl. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid. This I took it from activity 1.3. Okay. Next, so for this I will show you the answer. See, the answer is, see here, for the first reaction, lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide. It forms lead iodide and potassium nitrate. This is the proper chemical equation. And for the second question is zinc plus HCl, which gives zinc chloride and H2. And this zinc plus H2SO4 gives zinc SO4 plus H2. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, and next we'll go here. Question number 11. What happens when we burn magnesium ribbon? And also write the chemical equation. Here I wanted to tell you one thing. See, when question comes like this, usually what children are doing is either they will write answer only for this or they only write answer for this. And because of that, they are losing mark. Suppose if you write only answer for this, you will be getting 1.5. Suppose if you write only answer for this, you will be getting 1.5. So it is actually one question, but it contains two answers. Okay, so two questions. Okay, single question, but two questions are there. 11th question is one question, but it has two questions. So you have to write two answers, then only you will be getting 3 marks. Okay, so what is the answer we can write for this? See, when we burn magnesium ribbon, what will happen? We observe a white dazzling flame that changes into a white powder, that is magnesium oxide, which is basic in nature. So this is the chemical equation, you can write it. And this question, I took it from activity 1.1. Okay, next, what is the nature of metal oxides? See, this question I took it from this activity only. See, when after doing this experiment, what did we do? This magnesium, we burnt it and we get magnesium oxide. And that magnesium oxide, when we put it in the water, it changes to magnesium hydroxide. Then only we can test it with litmus paper, okay, whether its nature is basic or acidic. So when we tested, we know that all metal oxides are basic in nature. So what is the answer? So metal oxides are basic in nature. Then next question is, what is the nature of non-metallic oxides? See, if metallic oxides are basic in nature, then definitely non-metallic oxides will be acidic in nature. Next question is, differentiate skeletal and balanced equation. See, this question I took it from, okay, here. Okay, see here, balanced and skeletal equation. So from this passage, I took that question. See here, the answer is, see, skeletal equation, okay, that LHS will not be equal to RHS. So the total mass present in the reactant side is and the product side are not equal. But in case of balanced, the mass present in the reactant side as well as in the product side are equal. And in balanced, LHS is equal to RHS. It means reactants is equal to products. Now you see here, no, in reactant side we have one magnesium and we have two oxygen. So, but in product side, we have only one magnesium. Okay, it is balanced. But here in reactant side, we have two oxygen. But in product side, we have one oxygen. So, this equation is not balanced. Now, come here. Here we have two magnesium, and here two oxygen, and here two oxygen. Totally four oxygen. Here two magnesium. Here two magnesium, and here one. So here two oxygen. So actually, so 2 MgO plus O2, which gives 2 Mg O. Actually, okay, here this O will not come. Okay, so 2 Mg plus O2. So here 2 magnesium and here 2 oxygen, and totally 2 magnesium, 2 oxygen. So here the equation is balanced. Okay, now the next question is, state the law that is followed by balancing a chemical equation. See, this question I took it from here. See, law of conservation of mass. Okay, so what is the answer? Law of conservation of mass. So what does it mean? It says that mass can be neither created nor be destroyed. And this question I took it from this page. Even the definition is here. See, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, and or else you can write this. The total mass of the elements present in the product of a chemical reaction is equal to the total mass of the element present in the reactant. Either you can write that or this, but definitely this question may come in 1 mark. Okay, so this is also very important. And the next question is, balance the following chemical equation. So definitely one question will come either like this. Either they will ask you to balance it like this, or they will give it in word form. You have to write and balance it. So definitely one question will come based on this. So let us first see the first one, 16th one. So now see the 16th one. So this is the equation you have given in the question. So first you write sodium. How many we have in the reactant side? 1. And you say take hydrogen. Hydrogen in reactant side we have 3. And oxygen in reactant side we have 1. And now you check it with this one, product side. Okay, 1 sodium, 1 oxygen, 3 hydrogen. See, 1 sodium, 1 oxygen, 3 hydrogen. Now you compare, both are equal. So this equation what I have given already is already balanced. Okay, because the reactant and product have elements with equal mass. Okay, and next question is balanced equation, and this question I took it from your in-text. See here. Okay, see, it is in your book. From the book only I took. The first question alone I took it from the book. Okay, the remaining questions, I took it from the activities. Okay, that is write the balanced chemical equation for the the things which they have given. The first one is hydrogen plus chlorine, which gives hydrogen chloride. Second one is lead plus copper chloride, which gives lead chloride plus copper. And third one is zinc oxide plus carbon, which gives zinc and carbon monoxide. Now see to this. The first equation, so H2 plus Cl2, which gives 2HCl. This is the proper equation. And whenever you write the equation, please add the physical state also. It is also very much important. And the correct equation for the second one is lead. For lead, you write Pb is solid, and the copper chloride is CuCl2 aqueous, and lead chloride is PbCl2 aqueous, plus the copper is copper. Okay, solid. Actually, here this lead chloride is not aqueous. This is actually wrong. Okay, here the lead chloride state is solid only, so you please write it correctly. And the third one is zinc oxide, right? Is at ZNO, carbon is carbon, both are solid. And here zinc is solid. Okay, it is not a gas, so this is wrong. And solid is correct. And CO. Okay, this is the answer. And next question is 18th question. See, when hydrogen sulfide is passed through a blue solution of copper sulfate, black precipitate of copper sulfide is obtained and the sulfuric acid so formed remains in the solution. So what is the example? I mean the reaction is an example of what? Chemical combination, displacement, decomposition or double displacement. Okay, so actually here what is happening? Double displacement is happening. See hydrogen sulfide and copper sulfate. So what will happen finally? This copper reacts with this sulfide, okay, and this hydrogen reacts with sulfate and forms sulfuric acid, okay. So here this is an answer, no? Double displacement reaction is an correct answer. And next question is, in which of the following the identity of initial substance remains unchanged? Means where it is not changed? A, B, C, D. So the answer is see here, forming of crystals by a process of crystallization. Here only the initial identity remains unchanged. And the last question is, why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? And this question is very important. Definitely it will come in 2 marks. Okay. That is because it gets oxidized when we left in, no, when we left outside with the atmospheric air. And that oxide layer prevents the ribbon from burning properly. So we should clean the magnesium ribbon with sandpaper before we use it for the chemical reaction. So I hope this worksheet maybe definitely will be useful for you. And if you are very thorough with these 20 questions, definitely some 2 to 4 marks you will get it. No, you will definitely get it. And also when you are very thorough with that, easily you can use my question paper to revise the first page as well as the second page and this one third page, okay, and fourth page and fifth page. See up to this, I have covered it. So my question paper, this question paper definitely will be very much helpful to everyone to quickly go through your book. Okay. Yes, I hope this will be very much helpful for class 10 CBSE children. Kindly utilize it and also support my channel if it is really useful to you.